Hello lovelies and welcome to today's video. My name is Alya and I'm so glad you stopped by. Today we're discovering 5 tips and tricks of how to maintain healthy eyes for a long and healthy life. And I'm also introducing you to a new member of the family. So I hope that you can stick around and learn about how to maintain your eyes. So today's video is starting off with a bit of an advanced start because I started recording and something went wrong. It's just the world of, I guess, shooting videos. So unfortunately, I've already sort of started blending that eyeshadow, but I'd like to get straight into the topic. So I do have 5 very easy to follow, very at home kind of things that you can do every single day, little choices you can make every single day to have healthy eyes for a very long time. And they're extremely practical and they won't cost you anything extra, just your everyday sort of stuff, and it will guarantee that you have a better chance for eye health as we get older. So the very first thing is a very common problem, and that problem is dry eye. So unfortunately I do see a lot of dry eye in my work. It's something that unfortunately happens to a lot of people. It happens very commonly, and it's a really big issue once it sort of gets started. Because it does take a little while to get on top of it, and it can cause some sort of consequences when it's left untreated. And for most people, they don't know that they have a dry eye until they start getting the consequences. So things like chalasia, where they get like styes popping up, or they actually get sore eyes for some reason, or their eyes start to water, or there's actually been damage to the surface of their eye due to chronic dryness. Unfortunately, not everyone can sort of feel that their eyes are dry, because sometimes it's it kind of comes and goes, or the eye is really good at maintaining itself usually, so it sometimes goes just unnoticeable. And if it goes unnoticed in that particular patient, it's hard to sort of catch your tail once it's run away, if you like. So with dry eye, if you get even a little bit of red eye or irritation, or a popped blood vessel in your eye, or you are getting the occasional stye or something going on with your eyelid, if you have blepharitis, if you have sort of crusting in the morning when you wake up, or you have sort of itchy eyes or prone to allergies, things like that, I highly recommend including omega-3 in your diet, or using some eye drops, or potentially even both. You can these days get a really nice eye drop that is preservative free. It's absolutely harmless. You can use it as much or as little as you like, and it will make the difference of stopping these very mild first signs of dry eye. Sometimes dry eye comes on with blurriness, so when your eyes get really tired really quickly and the vision goes blurry, but then you blink a few times and it goes away, usually that's dry eye. Of course, if something persists, you do want to see a professional to make sure that is indeed what you're dealing with. My personal experience with dry eyes is they were very sore, but that didn't bother me, because you sort of think, especially when you're younger, you sort of think, oh, I'm tired, or I didn't sleep well, or I've been studying a lot, or something like that, and you kind of brush it off as just normal to have a bit of a sore eye time to time. But what actually occurred, like when I actually got checked out by some friends of mine, they actually found that it was dry eye, and it was causing a lot of blurry vision. But as I mentioned, if you've got good vision normally, you sort of think, oh, I need to update my glasses, or you think, oh, I need to get some glasses, something like that, or I need to rest my eyes more. Sure, that might all be correct, but if the eyes are dry, you really want to support them to avoid development of future bigger issues or more chronic dry eye. So dry eye drops, especially preservative-free ones, are great, and a little bit of omega-3 in the diet. Things like flaxseed oil is great. Include more avocado, for example, in your diet. There are plenty of beautiful omega-3 dietary options. Seeds and nuts is a great one. Fish, of course, is an obvious one. But it's a readily available thing, and it's readily available in capsule form as well. So there's definitely, room to adapt to anyone's lifestyle. Okay, number 2, it's a very closely related one, antioxidants. You want to have a decent amount of antioxidant in your diet. Simple as that. Antioxidant all the way is good for your heart, it's good for your lungs, it's good for your tummy, it's good for your skin, it's good for your eyes, it's good for all of you. The particular antioxidant I'm talking about is zeaxanthin, because that's the one that helps the eyes the most. Of course, the rumor that carrots are good for your eyes is indeed true. Beta carotene is also a really great source of health for the eyes. It definitely does help us maintain really good exchange at the back of the eye. It's really good for all of the different processes that happen at the retina. And to maintain that into later life, especially if you're someone who occasionally likes to go out in the sun, like you're not a vampire basically, or you are around smokers or are a smoker. I mean, if you are, probably should quit. That stuff's not good for you anyway, but if you are, you really want to sort of counteract any kind of free radicals that we come across in our lives with plenty of fresh, healthy, and especially would be great if it was cleanly sourced. So I don't know too much about the politics of organic food, but if you can get it from farm to table, that is your best go. Of course, we're not all, living in an area that's readily available, or sometimes that's not easy to afford. So if you can just get something from the supermarket, it's absolutely better than eating processed. And that's kind of the take-home message. So, if you don't like spinach, that's fine. There are plenty of ways to get the antioxidants without having to munch on salad all day. You can include it in different dishes. You can buy it in powder form these days. They just freeze dry it, powder it, and you can just add it to your favorite pasta sauce, and it keeps its form, it keeps all of its structure, so you get all the goodness without having to eat something you don't enjoy. And that's perfectly fine. If you don't like either of those options, or you potentially find them difficult to afford, the other option, of course, is to get a capsule that's specifically got lutein and zeaxanthin in there. Often it'll say macular health. I would stay clear of those if you don't need them, though. The reality is that we live in a world where things can be got to us. If you eat seasonally available food, that should be plenty. You can also have, as I mentioned, the supplements, and you can have it in a shake. Like, you don't even need to, if you don't like spinach, that's fine. Have it in a shake. If you don't want to sit there and eat kale, that's fine. Bok choy is delicious with, soy sauce and garlic, if you can have that. You don't need to have rabbit food. I know a lot of people kind of come to me and say, I don't like rabbit food. That's fine. You don't have to eat rabbit food. You can eat delicious greens prepared in various ways that taste amazing. And okay, it's green, and okay, it's healthy, but it actually tastes really good and decadent a lot of the time. Google is your best friend in this. Research some great recipes that might work for you, or you can always use it as a garnish. If you're a big fan of, let's say, eating sandwiches, or you love, say, a coleslaw, great, that's still great antioxidants. You can just chop in some finely chopped greens into that, and you'll never even notice that there's something other than the cos lettuce in there, or whatever lettuce you use in there. Trust me, it works all the time. One part of my life is restaurant work and running a restaurant, and believe me, the chefs sneak in beautiful fresh ingredients all the time, and nobody bats an eyelid. They just say, wow, it's so colorful and it tastes so good. I never used to like salad, and now I do. And the secret ingredient is actually more healthy ingredients, believe it or not. My next really, really great tip is the 20-20-20 rule. Love that rule. Tell it all the time to my patients. It's fantastic. So the principle of this rule is really simple. So every 20 minutes, you take a 20-second break and you look 20 feet away. So let's say you're doing an assignment, or you're in a Zoom meeting. Every roughly 20 minutes, what you want to do is you want to just look out the window, for example, or you can just look across the room. Count to 20 quickly in your head, and then look back. The idea is to relax your muscles. So a lot of the fatigue that our eyes get is actually muscular fatigue, and the way to really avoid some of that is to give the eyes a regular break, like breaking the kind of focus, the really, really strong flex that those muscles are in. So one little secret about the eyes is that the muscles that do that are way stronger than the muscles that actually bring the eyes out. They're shorter and they're thicker muscles, and they're just a lot easier to control. We don't actually have that much control over the muscles that go outwards, which is why you'll never really see somebody voluntarily take one eye that way and the other eye that way, whereas it's quite simple for most people to bring both eyes in. So the reason we have that voluntary flex, or that sort of muscle tone, is because of the nature of those muscles. We also do a lot more converging than diverging in our everyday lives. We converge to focus at near, we converge to read, we converge to basically do anything close up, to focus in any kind of way. So obviously, we have that far more fine-tuned in our bodies than what we do the other. So you can definitely do eye exercises. I get asked about eye exercise all the time, but really, reality is that if you're using your eyes, if you're just looking around, that is eye exercise. It's like walking around all day for work, for example, or for school, and then coming home and going for a walk. What are you actually achieving there, except for getting more sort of routine almost to the eye? So I'm not entirely sure about that. But if you're someone who has to sit in front of a screen all day and you don't have the luxury of the 20-20-20, even though we're talking about 20 seconds, it doesn't have to be strictly every 20 minutes. It's every sort of roughly 20 minutes when you have an opportunity. Look out a window. Quickly count to 20 in your head, even if it's really 10 seconds, not 20. That's already something to just break that really strong concentration that the eyes are in. Okay, my next one's another sort of diet-related one, but not completely. So vitamin D. So vitamin D is extremely important. We are learning more and more every day about things like vitamin D and zinc and vitamin C, and how they're affecting the eyes. Vitamin B is another really big important one. But why I chose vitamin D specifically is that I feel like because we're so sun conscious these days, especially in Australia, a lot of us are actually vitamin D deficient. Now, vitamin D deficiency is extremely common, not a severe one, not like rickets or anything, but you know, we do all of us have a slight vitamin D deficiency, and I think it's because we're also scared of sun cancer, sun-related cancers, I should say, things like melanomas and other skin cancers and things like that, that we do kind of shy away from the sun a little bit. And when you shy away enough, it actually does end up giving you not enough absorption. But we need our vitamin D for everything. We need it for absolutely everything, for our immune system, for so much. So my recommendation is that you get it tested roughly yearly. Probably in the winter time would be a good time, because none of us are getting good sun in the winter time, and see if your levels are low. Vitamin D is something that is readily available to be tested with a simple blood test. So if you're low, even slightly, just have a supplement. Most supplements are really, really nice and natural. They don't really, you don't really need to worry much. But it is a vitamin that is available in food. Supplements are very, very readily available. A lot of them don't. A lot of them do have a lot of fillers, but there are definitely a lot out there that don't. There are sprays, there are drops, there are ways to have it without sort of risking tummy upsets and things like that, because I know that's something that many patients do complain about with their supplements. And my last one is cleansing. Now, this is something I don't necessarily do, but I definitely preach. So cleansing the eye is really, really important. So if you do find that the eye is crusting or getting irritated or is red or is allergic or anything like that, when I say cleanse, I don't necessarily mean wash your makeup off thoroughly or, wash your face, scrub your eyes thoroughly. No. But there are two little hacks, if you like, for a clean eyelid especially. One is a dilute baby shampoo. Of course, I'm going to recommend something of a clean product, an organic product. But yeah, as simple as possible baby shampoo, something from the health food store, something very, very basic would be great. The fewer ingredients, the better type thing. And another one is just salt water. So salt water, with a bit of salt in hot boiled water. Boiled water, of course, is cleaner than tap, even if you have a filter. And then when it's cooled down, you just use that to lightly wash your eyes out. It won't cause irritation, because a dilute shampoo, especially a natural one, won't. A dilute salt bath won't. Saline won't. But it will move all the stubborn fats and deposits and dusts and pollens and all that sort of stuff that do gather on the eye. So if you are someone who's getting some really light symptoms, maybe of dry eye like I mentioned earlier, maybe just irritation, maybe the eyes are fatigued, maybe you're just looking for a really benign light solution to rinse your eye area out because you're sensitive to creams and washes, this is a really great way to do it. Me personally, I use a Young Living product to wash my makeup off. It's really, really great, full of beautiful oils and things like that. But again, people have different sensitivities and different needs. So if you're not someone who wears heavy makeup, you sort of question why you need a fancy makeup remover. And the truth is you don't. So that's where the baby shampoo dilute, of course. I had a patient recently who didn't dilute his baby shampoo and used a straight up, no tears, very popular, very common, I should say, brand shampoo, just rubbed it in his hands and washed his face. And I just kind of went, that's great that you're looking after your eyes. Try this instead. I was little bit worried for him, especially that it wasn't really working. And the reason it wasn't working is, first of all, a lot of shampoos, especially you get fooled by the fact that it says baby, gentle, no tears formula, that it's clean. A lot of these things, unfortunately, even in the year 2021, have talc in there, have SLS in there, have phthalates in there. Like, the things that they have in there is just, I mean, you wouldn't clean your floor with it. You would think it stinks. And then, it's like Drano, but diluted with fancy pants oils to make it smell good. Even if it says fragrance, keep it away from your eyes. Honestly, one of the biggest tricks in cosmetics is they say fragrance, and that could be anything that has a smell. It could be, something that they're using floor cleaner or toilet cleaner to make it smell like vanilla, and then it's also in your shampoo to smell like vanilla. and it's just fragrance, and they don't need to tell you anything else about it because that's what they're using it for. And there are thousands of approved fragrance chemicals that all they have to tell you is it's fragrance. So just be cautious of that one. So if something's irritating your eyes and you do see that there's fragrance in there, but it's otherwise looking like a clean product, just be cautious of the fact that that's a bit of a, you know, a bit of a lie there, I guess. So if you can use something that's very, very straightforward, it's not for fluffy, shiny hair, it's just for cleaning. So it does need to be very simple. All right, well, I hope this today's video was informative and giving you some tricks to take home and use in your everyday life. I like to keep things really, really simple because I'm terrible at sticking to routines and whatnot. My life is extremely busy, and we just got a little bit busier with this guy. So very cute little grandson of my already big boy puppy. So we're busy training a little puppy at the moment on top of everything else because why not? His life just wasn't busy enough apparently. So meet my new guy, Duke. He's really, really special and really, really sweet and really, really smart and just a beautiful boy, and we're really happy to welcome him into the family. All right, my lovelies, if you haven't done so already, please do head over to Instagram and follow me for more things about my world, including Duke. Subscribe for more videos about eyes and watching me do makeup and unsuccessfully shoot introductions to videos. And I hope that you check out the catalog. There's heaps of tricks and things, information about all the topics I spoke about today in the Eye Look Eye Care catalog. So definitely check it out if you want to learn more about, say, vitamin D or how to maintain dry eyes. It's all in there. Wherever you are around the world, my lovelies, I hope you're having an amazing day. I hope you're staying healthy and happy, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye.